when I see you guys, every time I come in contact with CIA, I got to tell you, very personally, I am in awe of you, and you give me hope for the Catholic Church and the Catholic faith, and I'm so proud of St. Elizabeth Ann Seton's CIA, and I talk about you all the time, and you got to believe that part because you're not around. Okay? The second thing is, don't ever schedule me after Harrison again. He was good. I mean, that was really great to hear him say that. In fact, it made me want to run out and try to go to confession. He really, when he said, it feels good. How many have gone to confession and say, it feels good when you're coming out? Okay? It's an amazing feeling. And I'm one of the Catholics that didn't go to confession for about 20 years. And then I came back to confession, and now I go regularly. Confession is good for you. Confession is good for the soul, and it is a healing thing. So we're going to talk about non-negotiables. You're hearing a lot of big words, okay? In the news, people talking to you, and I'm going to ask you, you just went over what the 5 non-negotiables are. The first thing I want to say is make sure I don't go past it. Does anybody have any questions or leftover feelings from those talks? Something that you're going, yeah, I heard it, but I'm not sure I got that. Anything? Abortion, homosexuality, tough subjects. Euthanasia? Anybody? Okay, and then we'll go on. There's the word non-negotiable. Let's talk about that for a minute. I'm a professional negotiator. I built a business. I worked for IBM for 30 years negotiating contracts. Okay? And I've always said there is nothing that's non-negotiable. Everything has its price. And then I started looking at our faith in our church. And while right now we're talking about 5 non-negotiables, there are many non-negotiables. The martyrs that died in the Roman Colosseum, they had a non-negotiable. Okay? The priests that were shot and killed. How many saw the For Greater Glory movie? Okay? Were there any non-negotiables in that? Right? If you ever go to Poland, you will see non-negotiables. Those people are unbelievable at how they took a position on non-negotiables. So non-negotiable does mean just that. It means you can't justify it, you can't take it away. No, there's nothing, but I'll kill you. Is it still non-negotiable? Yes, it is. It's still non-negotiable. That's what that word means, non-negotiable. There's no alternative. There's nothing you can give me. There's no falling back. Well, what if I said abortion, except in the case of rape and incest? Not negotiable. Okay? Not negotiable. Abortion's wrong. Always. Forever. It will be. It always was. It always will be. Why? Because it comes from the person that always was and always will be. Seems like a hard position. Come on, guys. Rape and incest. That's pretty hard. But you went through the abortion talk. So you must have heard the rationale for why. And I won't go through that again. Right? I went to see a play last night. And I would highly recommend to you that you read a book by C.S. Lewis called Screwtape Letters. You read the book. You read the book. You saw the play. The devil wants to negotiate little pieces of what we believe negotiated away. And he does it very, very sneaky on how he takes little pieces of you away. And then he turns turns good into bad. Let me give you some examples. But before I do, I want to talk to you about good and what is intrinsic. You hear that word these days? Intrinsic what?
Evil.
Evil. What does intrinsic mean? I'm sorry?
Very bad.
Close. What does intrinsic mean?
Sounds like.
What? Oh, I thought you said something. You did?
Yeah, but I said something similar to it.
That's okay. Okay.
Like at its very core.
At its very core, okay? At its very core, that's what, for instance, if I showed you a diamond that was that big, okay? And then I asked you, is it valuable or not? What would you say? Yes. You don't have to look at it any closer. You know intrinsically a diamond has intrinsic value, okay? It's good by itself. A mother with her baby is intrinsically good. You know that that's good. It can't be eroded at all. So when you hear intrinsically evil, let's turn that good around, okay? It's got to be bad. There's no way you can turn it around. And we're back to the word non-negotiable, okay? There's no way you can turn around somebody coming up and shooting a bunch of people for no reason. Now they have reason in their head, but no valid reason. It's intrinsically evil. Okay, so now you know what the word intrinsic means, you know what the word non-negotiable means. Alright? Is it possible to turn something that is intrinsically good into evil? Is it possible?
Yes.
How? Tricked you, didn't I? How? How can you take something that is intrinsically good and turn it into something that's bad? Effective.
By misusing it.
By misusing it. By beginning, yes, go ahead.
Using the rationale that the ends justify the means.
Very good. Okay, anything else? I missed somebody over here because I stepped. Okay, anybody? What's happening in society today is the devil is trying to redefine good, redefine bad, so that we don't know the difference. And they're going to take bad and they're going to turn it into good. Let me give you some examples of that. Okay? Marriage, good or bad?
Good.
Okay. Let's define marriage as a union between man and woman. Has been since time began. Right? Well, now, they're going to take and redefine marriage as marriage between a man and a man, a woman and a woman. What's next? A boy and a man, a boy and a woman, a sister and a brother. Marriage is marriage, defined as between a man and a woman. But they love each other. Yeah, you turn the good or the bad into good, but they love each other. It's still bad, isn't it? Even though you call it something good. So it's, again, back to not negotiable. Try another one. Love. Everybody wants to love everybody. Everybody wants everybody to love everybody, right? They'll switch the word tolerance in. Well, how could you be so unchristian? God made them too. We have to love them also. Is that true or false?
It's true.
Why is it true? I just got that murderer over there. He just shot all those people. Why should I love him?
Because he's a child of God.
Because he's a child of God? And he shot those people.
Judge the action, not the person.
Ooh! And you were right too. Okay? I was trying to bait the audience. You love the person. What do you hate? The action. You hate the sin. So if somebody is someone who does bad, you love that person. But you don't love what they do. Now comes the fine line. Non-negotiable. But let me tell you why what I do is okay. Okay? Now I got a problem with you. Right? Now I have a problem with you. When you try to tell me that bad, evil, is good, now I have to stand up and talk to you about that. That's not loving them. That's being non-negotiable. My God says that killing people in a massacre is not good, and you're not going to tell me that it's okay. My God tells me that homosexuality is wrong. You're not going to tell me it's okay. But they love each other. Doesn't matter. It's non-negotiable. It's a bad thing. So the way I tell people is, if I have somebody in my circle of friends that is a homosexual, are they welcome in my home? Yes. Okay? If I have friends that are living together and not married, are they welcome in my home? Yes. You're in that bedroom, and you're in that bedroom. Okay? And I'm in the middle. Okay? Non-negotiable. Yes.
I was going to say that you're showing your love with them by sharing the truth with them.
Say that again.
That you're showing your love with them by sharing the truth with them.
By giving them the truth. You know who is an excellent person who does that? Monsignor Hart.
Yes.
Monsignor Hart stands at the pulpit, people go, he tells us what's wrong and that we're going to sin and what that's because he loves us. He's telling you the truth. The first sermon homily that he ever gave, he got up there and he says, I promise you, I will always tell you the truth. Okay? Who was it? Mallory or Kaki? I can't remember. I always make them up. Gave at the retreat about God the Father. Mallory. Okay, who remembers that? When she says, God the Father, her father, as she's crawling around and she's going for a cockroach. Okay? I remember that.
Yes.
And, okay? And if he has to, he's going to knock her away from that thing. Mean old man. But he's telling her, teaching her the truth. And sometimes, anybody hear this line? The truth hurts. The truth hurts. But the truth is always love.
The truth will set you free.
The truth will set you free. There, you take the rest of this. The truth will set you free. I raised my children with that. The truth is always what I told them to make sure that they understand what they were going to face in the world today. Okay? So that's the truth. So we love somebody and we spoil our children. That's turning love into bad. Okay? It's our responsibility as parents, your parents' responsibility, to raise you with the truth and not spoil you. How about murder? Murder. Intrinsic evil, right? No, it's not. We'll just call it choice. We'll call it choice. Hillary Clinton made a statement the other day which just wanted me to just go nuts. I have met 1,000 men and women who are pro-choice. I've never met a man or a woman who is pro-abortion.
What?
Huh? So I wrote to her and I invited her to come down here and I introduced her to 1.2 million times 4. Mother, father, doctor, clinician, okay? That's like 6 million people that she could meet that are pro-abortion, okay? And I assume she never met our president because he's pro-abortion, right? So what is with people that they will turn bad into good by redefining or calling it something else? That's not negotiable. The truth is the truth, will always be the truth, and the truth will set you free. Okay? And it is freedom. It's good to know the truth, because then you know what to expect, because the truth is not negotiable. All right? Charity. How do you turn charity into something bad?
Fame.
Give charity to mean people.
Charity to what?
To mean people.
Give charity to mean people? No, that would be loving them because they're children of God.
Giving to charity to make yourself look better.
Wow, I never even thought of that. That's pretty good. Yes.
That's basically what I was going to say, like charity out of pride.
Charity out of pride. Really, very good. Yes.
Abuse of funds, whoever's handling.
Abuse of funds. Okay, that's what you were going to say. Yeah, sure. How about this one? They're suffering. They're suffering. They're in such pain. Let's kill them. It's charitable to kill them. What is that called?
Euthanasia.
Euthanasia. So we turn euthanasia, okay, into charity. We turn euthanasia into mercy. I argue with people constantly, okay? As head of the Right to Life Committee here, you cannot believe the amount of Catholics that say, well, it's only charitable. We ought to give mercy. Those babies are going to grow up and be adopted. And that's bad? Why? Okay. Well, they may grow up with parents that don't want them. Okay? I had 2 sons like that. No. That's not true. They may have parents who don't want them. And yet over and over and over and over and over and over again, you hear the story of the parents who first see that baby and they go, oh, I don't want it, but it's in here and I can't see it. Once I touch it, feel it, see it, okay? Even the people who take love to the nth degree have that baby and give it up for adoption. What a special mother that is. What a special lady that is, that she would save the life of her child and give it up for adoption. So that's the opposite. That's keeping love as love. That's keeping love. Mercy is mercy, and charity is charity. Okay? That's the truth. That's the truth. And for those people who have had abortions, we bring up Harrison again. Confession, and you're free. Confession, and you're done. God knows we're sinners. That's mercy. That's charity. And He will forgive us. And by the way, we run retreats in formation for women who have had abortion. And they go in like this, and they come out like this. That's a wonderful thing to see. That's a wonderful thing. There is help, there is charity, there is mercy for people who have made a mistake of abortion. Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. I go to confession. I feel good. I try not to make the mistake again for 2 or 3 days. God gives us a recipe for what is good. And then you hear people talk about, well, don't you know anything about Catholic social teaching? We're supposed to take care of the poor. You're right, we are. Okay? Pardon?
Exactly.
How can you stop there? You can't stop there. There's a problem with stopping there. You can't choose one principle that is below the line of what is the base. The whole premise of God asking us to love is the love of human beings. And human beings begin when? At conception. Okay? So you can't say, well, I'm going to kill them off, but the ones that make it through, I'm going to take care of them. Doesn't work. Non-negotiable. Okay? Non-negotiable. And it's an excuse. When I hear the word social teaching from a person as justification for abortion, the first thing I know is that they're pro-abortion. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm just pro-choice. Okay, now where do we go? Where do we go with pro-choice? Did, in fact, we have a choice? The German people have a choice? When Hitler killed 6 million Jews, and by the way, about 1.some million Catholics, among them priests and nuns. Okay? Was his choice? Yes, it's okay. Why are we so against Hitler? He made a choice? Kill him off. Hmm? to us, to God, but he made a choice. So how do we take and put the word choice in place of murder again? We don't. How about slavery? Well, I would never have a slave, but it was legal. I actually had somebody say that to me 2 weeks ago about abortion. But it's legal.
It's like marijuana, it's illegal, people do it anyway.
Yeah. Many things like that. Just because it's legal. Let me tell you where it's not legal. Not legal to God. Okay? Let me tell you who's going to change the minds of this country on euthanasia and abortion. You know who's going to change those minds? The law, right? The Supreme Court, right? Right there.
Yes.
Right there. Before I met and got involved in the CIA, one side of my bookcase of all of our principles for Catholics Respect Life was the youth. You have to carry the flag. You have to carry the banner. Okay? You cannot be pro-choice and against and not be pro-abortion. It's impossible. Non-negotiable. Okay? Can't change the words. Anybody that can walk, if I come up and I grab this lady by the hair and I start dragging her around, okay? My choice. Except she looks pretty tough, so let me pick this guy. Okay, my choice. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it if I were to do that? If you were to see that on the street, what would you do about it?
Stop it.
Huh? Stop it. Do something. Scream, kick, beat them up. Get a stick. Right? Pull out your cell phone, call 911, something. So you cannot allow people the choice. You cannot allow the people the choice to do intrinsically evil things. Right? So for our vice president to get up there and say, well, I'm Catholic, and I know Catholic social teaching. And while I'm against abortion, I don't think I should force that on somebody else. Okay? Not possible. It's wrong. It's evil. And that's the devil who is floating. Listen to this one real careful. The devil will float his biggest lie surrounded by 1,000 truths. I tell you, candy is good. This is nice. Turkey's great on Thanksgiving. Abortion's okay. Christmas is fun. Remember that. As you grow up, the devil will float his biggest lie around 1,000 truths. You have to be aware and listen to everything that's being said. Stem cell research. Okay, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Who said yes? You don't get any candy.
Stem cell research.
Pardon me. Stem cell research is okay, right?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Embryonic stem cell research.
Pardon me?
Embryonic stem cell research is not okay.
Okay, so adult stem cell research
Is okay.
is okay. You know what happened to me? I said that to my son, the one that gave the talk the other week. I said, well, stem cell research is okay. I thought he was going to hit his father. I said, what's the matter? What are you going to say? Dad, you can't let people say that. You can't say stem cell research is okay, but embryonic is not okay. Okay? Adult stem cell research, you define it from the beginning and don't let them redefine it. Okay? Because they'll come around with, well, we found all kinds of cures with stem cell research. How many cures have we found with embryonic stem cell research?
Intrinsic.
Okay? So that's part of listening to the words. Okay? I'm not pro-abortion, but I am pro-choice. Listen to the words. That's where you're growing. You're moving from being young adults into adulthood, and you are moving into becoming fighters. Because the world is turning on you like it never turned on me. Good was good. And all of a sudden it got eroded. I didn't have the opportunity, I didn't have the responsibility that you have. Let me read you this. I think this is wonderful. I have my cousins up north arguing with me. They're Catholic. They're arguing with me. And Anthony will tell you, you don't argue with me. Okay? Nope. Pope John Paul II says, the common outcry for which is, I typed it wrong, which is justly made on behalf of human rights, for example, the right to health, the right to home, to work, to family, to culture, is false and illusory. What does that mean?
It's not real.
Like a magic, okay? If the right to life, the most basic and fundamental right that we have, is ignored. So you can't say, well, I must be a good Catholic because I take care of the poor. But I'm pro-abortion. A woman should have a choice to do what she wants with her body. The Pope is telling us, no, that's wrong. The Pope is telling us, no, that's wrong, because the Pope is who? He represents who? God. Okay? He tells us what is truth. Okay. Where am I in time? You're good. Okay. I'll give you $5 later. So now I'm going to ask you that you're going to face, I've said the word soldiers and you many times. I don't usually do that when I talk. But you are the ones that have to fight this. All right? And you are the soldiers that are coming up. So I want to talk to you about martyrdom. How many people here expect to be martyrs in their life?
The Lord calls.
Huh?
The Lord calls.
If the Lord calls, how many expect to be martyrs in this life?
I mean, in my mind, I'm like, okay, if someone is like coming at me, and because I'm Catholic, then yeah, maybe.
Okay.
That,
all right. But when we think of martyrs, we usually think of death, right? Gruesome death. There are some times when my wife gets up that I am a martyr all day long. She got on the wrong side of the bed. Okay? There's a lot more times when she's a martyr. But when we think of martyrdom, we think about death and being killed for our faith. And if the Lord calls us, we'll do it. I hope. Okay? I'll pray real hard. God, I know your will, but let your will be done. Yes. Okay? But there are other martyrdoms. How about the martyrdom of ego? Losing friends? Being an outcast in your group? That's martyrdom too. That can hurt a lot. How about being an outcast in your family? That can hurt a lot, especially when you're from, your family is from the Northeast, okay? Who somehow lost being Catholic. That's martyrdom, and you got to prepare yourself for that. How do you prepare yourself for that? Pray. First word, pray. Second, education. I don't mean high school. I don't mean what you're going to get at Keller or Fossil or Central or, how many do we have now?
Timber Creek.
Timber Creek, okay, I don't want to miss one.
There you go.
Okay? I mean education being right here. Educating yourself, reading books like Screw Tape Letters, okay? And the Catechism of the Catholic Church.
The Bible.
Okay? The Bible too. But you have to have an interpretation. You have to have something behind the Bible. Okay, people say, I don't know why you Catholics can't just talk to the Bible. Wait a minute, that's another subject.
Talk to the Bible.
Talk about, just use the Bible. All right, so we have that. We have you being martyrs to your friends, maybe your family, okay, maybe your church. Right? Lady walked in the voting booth the other day and she had a t-shirt on that says, I vote the Bible. They wouldn't let her vote. They wouldn't let her vote. Okay? Another lady came to church, or came to the voting booth, and she had a big cross on, and they wouldn't let her vote.
Why?
First you have to
That
get your
makes
law.
no sense.
Did you see for greater glory?
No.
Yes.
You need to see it.
I saw it with you.
You need to see it. Okay?
I don't understand. It makes no sense.
I'll go into it very briefly. It doesn't make any sense to us, but to dictators, to atheists, to communists, to socialists, okay? They try to take God out of your life in all cases. Okay? They try to take God out of your life. Pardon me? Who said?
That's illegal.
Isn't that illegal?
So like not let them vote?
It is now. So now we're going to come up to the next non-negotiable. Negotiating style is to sometimes whittle away in little pieces what you have. I'll take a little bit here, and a little bit later I'll take a little bit here, and I'll take a little bit here, and then pretty soon I got the whole salami. In fact, it's called slicing the salami. Okay? You'll not give up the whole salami, but if I just take the ends, just the ends, guys. Okay, you know, I need a little bit more. Give me 2 slices out of this side. Oh, later on I'll take 2 slices out of this side. Right now we are facing that. They have taken God out of the schools, right? They have taken God out of the workplace. They have taken prayer out of government. They have taken God out of, they're taking it away little by little by little. And at the same time, we see shootings in the school, all kinds of problems in the school. They took God out of the school. So that's a little piece of the salami, just the end. Okay, now we come up with the new non-negotiable. The new non-negotiable is being forced on us by the HHS mandate. Health and Human Services mandate. And the Health and Human Services mandate says every woman should have access to free contraception. Every woman should have access to free abortion. Every woman, or whatever they call them, should have access to transgender surgery. And by the way, you got to pay for it.
No.
How many of you have a job? You're paying for it.
No.
Yes. That's what
quit.
the HHS mandated. And so the Catholic Church says, wait a minute, are you kidding me? I'm a Catholic church and I have to give I got to pay for my employees to have abortions? Okay? No, you can't quit. You can't quit. You got to fight. You got to negotiate. It's non-negotiable. Okay? And so we have a new non-negotiable now. And that's why your bishops and good, strong Catholic and Christian owners of businesses are suing, and that's why Obamacare is wrong. We're going to deny health care to those poor people down there. Get this straight. When I work down with the homeless, nobody in this country is denied health care. It's the law. If they go in for health care, they have to get it, and they can't be turned away. Okay? So there's another one where they're turning something that is good into bad. And that's why your bishop and all of the bishops are fighting that. It's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. So your religious freedoms, which is the non-negotiable, okay, are being sliced away a little piece at a time. Okay? Minister arrested because he talked against homosexuality in his church. Okay? And he was arrested. Hate speech. That's what they call it now. Hate speech. You can't say it's not good, it's not according to the Bible, it's not good according to natural law. That's hate speech.
Technically, we have the freedom of speech.
Yeah.
What happened to that now?
What happened to that?
We can't vote, we can't talk, we can't do anything.
Slicing the salami.
It was a dictatorship in his church.
Yes. Okay?
What is wrong with this country?
Well, no, wait a minute. Let me tell you something. You and I are what's wrong with this company, this country. I'll hire y'all, that's it. You and I, because we're willing to, one, sit back, and number two, not be aware, number three, not look for the lie that's floated among 1,000 truths. Okay? You see it? And if I have any message for you, that's kind of what I'm going to start winding down with. Be aware, educate yourself, watch out, don't trust everything you hear. Okay? You are inundated with something I never had. I had 3 channels to watch growing up. Okay? And you have 521. My son is home, okay, and there is a whole bunch of channels we can't watch because he is there and I can't expose him to what's on the TV because if you remember, those of you that were here, he's going to become a priest. So I'm cutting out cable. I'm slicing that thing way out to nothing. And as soon as I can get the regular antenna, cable's gone in my house. Okay? You've got to be aware. Think of what people are telling you. Be smart. Be tough as you go out there. All right? Let me read you a couple of things. That's done. Okay? Somebody already said it for me. Love the sinner, hate the sin, do not tolerate it. If you hear the word tolerance, let your antenna go up. Somebody's trying to psych you. Okay? Do not doubt your own faith. Do not doubt your faith. Let me tell you something. I, at one time, doubted my faith. I was so inundated with Protestant friends, okay, that didn't believe in my mother Mary either. And I began to doubt my faith. I studied the Bible for 8 years. I actually taught it, not believing things that the Catholic Church taught about Mary. And then I found it in the Bible. I was in a class with the leaders, okay, the ever-virginity of Mary. Big deal. Who cares? As long as she was virgin when she had Jesus, what's the big deal? Our Protestants say they call them brothers and sisters, or his brothers and sisters and all that. What's the big fuss? Then I found it. All the way back in the Old Testament. And we were sitting there with the leaders, and when I read it, and it came on and hit me, I sat there and everybody was quiet, and I went, holy cow! There it is! And they all looked up. I didn't say cow. Is that on tape? Can you edit that part? And I saw it. And I said, Mary is the new Ark of the Covenant. She is the new covenant. Okay? And that's another story that Randall will teach you about the Ark of the Covenant. So I'm telling you, you have to educate yourself or you will begin to doubt what is being taught to you. Don't doubt it. It is true. Trust your magisterium. What's that? Give me a better definition. I don't understand hierarchy either. Leadership. Your popes, your bishops, your priests. Okay? That's the hierarchy of the Catholic Church. If you have any question, I will tell you, we are so stinking blessed with great deacons and great priests at this church. It's amazing. Go ask them. If you have a doubt, ask them. They'll take the time to teach you. We talked about that. Love the sinner. Embrace contention. Do not run from it. Do not be afraid of contention. Okay? What did Jesus tell his apostles as he sent them out? 4 words.
Go to say, make disciples of me.
No. Do not be afraid. God will be with you. If you lose 2 friends, you'll gain 4 more, I promise you. Okay? There are people leaving this church because they think Monsignor Hart talks too strong. They say, but there are people leaving this church that are going to that other church. You know what? There's 10 of them that are coming here because they have found the truth in the Catholic Church. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to convince everybody. Okay? Be gentle, but be firm. Do not run from contention. You are the soldiers. Get armed, get dangerous, and get out there.
Yes, sir.
Isaiah 6:8. I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then I said, here I am, send me. Here I am, send me. Okay, so I ask you, who will go for him?
All of us.
Here I am, send me. Let me hear you say,
Here I am, send me.
no negotiation. Go get the enemy. He's out there, and sometimes he is weak.